Recently, I've seen a ton of stories about women going into the doctor and the doctor not taking their pain seriously, and that reminded me of the time that I broke 6 ribs, so let's talk about it. This story begins on a beautiful summer day. I'm 22 years old. My friends and I are all on this boat, and of course they're taking turns going water tubing, and they're trying to convince me to also go. And one weird thing about me that all my friends know notoriously is that I hate water tubing. I'll explain. So back when I was 8 years old, my arm got caught in the rope and I was dragged underneath the water for what felt like minutes. And I'm like, okay, fine, it's been years, whatever, I'll do it, but go slow. So it's me and another guy from the boat and we get on the water tube and everything's going okay. Until, of course, they decide to speed up and speed up and speed up until they whip us around a turn and I fly up in the air. And it's not just me up in the air, it's also the guy that was on the tube next to me. And while we're in the air, his leg comes and whacks me just straight up in the back. From the moment I hit that water, I just knew something was wrong. So my friends pull up in the boat, they grab me and my friend out of the water, and I start expressing to them that I am in a crazy amount of pain. And of course, what does every single guy on that boat do? Haley, it's just whiplash. You're fine. Doctor on the boat. He even did a small check of me where he just kind of pressed on different things on my body and said, no, she's fine. I think it's just whiplash. So we keep water tubing. I don't, of course, but as we're on the boat more and more and more, I just keep expressing that I am in a crazy amount of pain and this whiplash won't go away. Eventually I convince them all to go back to the house and just chill for a second so that I can figure out what's going on with my body. So we get back to the house, they lay me down, they lay me flat, like here with my feet up in the air, and it is excruciating. I couldn't even stay in that position. It's at this point that I start begging to go to the hospital because I just knew something was wrong. But of course, it was a Saturday and people have plans. And so the men start putting steaks on the grill. Literally putting steaks on the grill. I'm sick of asking, so I finally grab my keys, I walk to the car, I call my mom, and that's where I break down. She then calls my friends and tells them that they need to get their butts in the car and bring me to the hospital because I probably shouldn't drive myself. Thank God for my mom. A friend of mine offers to take me to the ER, and the doctor who was also on the boat with us decides to come with because he wants to see if there was actually anything wrong with me. We get to the ER, I walk in, I sit down, they bring me in, I start talking to a doctor. The doctor asked what happened, I explained that I was thrown off of an inner tube, I flew up in the air, I hit the water, and now I can't breathe and everything hurts. This doctor looks me in the eyes and he says, okay, we'll run some tests, but I think this is just a boo-boo. A boo-boo? What? I pride myself on having really high pain tolerance. I'm a redhead, and I guess redheads also have a higher pain tolerance. So I was low-key offended. I'm like, a boo-boo? But you think I would drive all the way to the ER to be seen for a boo-boo? Are you? Oh my God. I explained that the pain is radiating from this one specific location on my back. And I explained that something feels very broken. So what does the doctor do? Has me pee in a cup to test if I'm pregnant. Now, I don't know if this was a precursor to other tests that he was going to run, or if this was the only test he was going to run, but I'd love to give him the benefit of the doubt. I pee in the cup and something looks a bit weird. I'm peeing out blood, a lot of blood. I give the cup back to the nurse, I go back into the room, and the doctor re-enters. His demeanor has changed, but not by much. He explains that he's found blood in the urine, obviously, and that he needs to run a few more tests. But he's still not concerned. So he orders a CT scan, I drink the dye, I go back there, I do the test. 20 minutes go by and I'm just waiting in this room for the doctor. And all of a sudden, knock on the door, he walks in, completely different demeanor. This man went from a laughy, goofy, you're probably fine, it's just a boo-boo, to sitting by my bedside, seriously looking me in the eyes. What in the world is that noise? The first thing he does is offer me pain medicine, something that I haven't been offered this entire time, not even an Advil, not a Tylenol, no nothing. He looks at my friend and I, and of course the doctor that came with us, and he says, you've broken 6 ribs and you've displaced 1 inch your kidney, and we need to move you to the ICU immediately. Hello? Is this not what I've been saying this whole time? It was the weirdest moment because I was happy to have been proven right, but at the same time, I walked in to an emergency center with 6 broken ribs and 1 displaced into my kidney, and nobody took that pain seriously. Not a single person. Even after I was peeing straight blood into a cup, my pain wasn't taken seriously. Instead, it was immediately assumed that I was overreacting. Is that because I'm a woman, or is that because I just happened to get the one bad doctor? I don't know. But none of my guy friends took it seriously either. While I was fighting back tears, begging them to take me to the hospital, they were grilling steaks. It's as though a woman's pain isn't as serious. It's treated as if she's just overreacting or being overly emotional about the experience of pain. When in actuality, I literally broke 6 ribs and displaced 1 into an internal organ. So that pain was real. I was in the ICU for 2.5 weeks until I begged to go home, and then I was moved to a hospital bed at my own house. I could barely walk. I was put on a constant flow of IV Dilaudid, which is one of the heaviest painkillers that you can take. And I was heavily monitored to make sure that my kidney was healing appropriately. But that whole experience got me thinking, if the same thing were to happen to a man, would they be taken to the hospital immediately? Upon arriving to the hospital, would their pain have been taken seriously? Or would they be made to feel like they were overreacting? Because in that moment, it felt like everyone was judging me for experiencing pain that I shouldn't be in, because they just assumed I wasn't actually in pain. It's so crazy. So yeah, I'm honestly just so happy to see more women in the medical industry so that we actually have solid representation there. Because it's about time that women's pain actually be taken seriously. I still cannot believe that happened to me. It's just... And this is also why you will never catch me on an inner tube, a water tube, anything ever again. And I stand by that. Love you guys.